Hello and welcome to episode 78 of the MTG Conflux cast, coming to you live from our houses in quarantine. My name is John. I'm joined this week by my co-host Chris.
Hey.
This week we're going to be talking about the coronavirus and modern, mostly modern. Yeah. Down with the sickness.
Down with the sickness.
Yeah. Anyways, we're gonna be going over some MTGO modern events because that's about all we have to talk about. Because competitive Magic is canceled, just like all non-esports. So,
and all other sports.
All sports, they're canceled. We're not canceled. We're here to entertain you while you sit in your house and eat ramen and hoard your toilet paper. So.
Yeah,
Spoken like a man who doesn't have enough 2-ply in his home.
So I'll have you know, I've been to 3 separate stores in the past weekend. You know, definitely practicing that
social distancing.
Not a single one had any toilet paper at all.
Yeah.
In fact, most pasta was also gone.
Pasta.
And pasta sauce.
Well, fortunately,
Except
you
for
can make your
Classico,
own.
because nobody likes Classico pasta sauce, apparently.
MTG Pasta Cast, the listeners already know you are capable of making your own pasta.
This is true.
It'll give you something to do while you're trapped in your home. Anyways, let's get into our weekly roundup, I guess. Let's talk about what we were doing before we closeted ourselves in our homes, and we're still going out to F&M. What have you been up to these last few weeks, Chris?
Well, as some of you may know, and by some of you mean literally all of you probably know, Once Upon a Time has been banned in Modern.
Wow.
And as a result, I was not sure what configuration of AMU Lit Titan to be playing at Friday Night Magic. And screw Amulet Titan. We were playing some fun, new, hip cards in our deck for Friday night. John was so kind to go and procure cards for me to immediately borrow.
Yeah. Like my Oath of Nisses that I've literally never played and have been in your possession for like 4 years now.
Yeah. They're just going to get sorted in my collection and sit in there.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
I made this.
I bought these. I did not buy those.
Anyways.
So I played a deck I played before, the Bant Nexus Reclamation deck. However, a slight modification, the addition of Uro into the deck, has made the deck better.
Shocker.
Much better.
Because
now you can actually kill them with like a 6/6 instead of your medley little snakes. And as fun as it is to slap them with an Ice Finkel 20 times. Sometimes playing Paper Magic, you just don't have clock to do that, you know? But Uro kind of does everything you want to do, right? It ramps you to have more lands for your Nexus turns with your Reclamation. It gains you some life so you don't die in the meantime. And it draws you cards to help you dig for cards that will find your Nexus. What's not to like? So I played it 2 weeks in a row. The first week I played against Grixis Control, and that was kind of a slaughter. As it turns out, the kind of more attrition-y based control deck of Grixis doesn't like playing against the 4-factor fiction deck.
Shocker. Into the story not good enough, huh?
Yeah, so between 3 Sphinx's Revs, 4-factor fictions...
There's 3 Revs? I thought you played 2.
2 what?
Sphinx's Revs.
Nope, 3.
Oh my god.
And on top of the Uros, there's also 5 cycle lands and a Life from the Loam.
Jesus fucking
In case you know, we're here for a long time, not a good time.
Bant taking all the turns.
Bant time.
Yeah,
so I kind of eventually just ground him to the floor with Revs and Foffs, and as it turns out, people have a hard time making Foff piles with Uro.
Yeah.
unclear if I would rather have the Uro in my hand or the Yard.
Both is good.
And it's like, you put the Uro in the Yard, but you put it in the pile of 3, then there's 2 more cards already there to fuel him to escape.
Ugh.
But if you put him with just one other card, I just draw 3 cards.
So stupid.
It was pretty hot.
And then the Uro like draws a card too.
Yeah, when it comes into play, it draws a card anyway.
Ugh.
Yeah, so then I played against red-white Isochron Scepter, the deck.
Ice cream scoops.
So the idea was Isochron Silence, which he pulled off. He turned to Isochron Scepter, put a Silence. I'm like, okay. Unfortunately for him, Isochron Silence isn't the best against the mono Factor Fiction deck.
Yeah. You only get to do it once on each of your cumulative turns, so.
Yeah, so and I can play Ice Fiend Cuddle on his turn, So like the only cards that I'm really like unhappy that I can't play on my turn is Reclamation.
And Uro.
And yeah, I guess Uro, kinda. And like, I don't know, Utopia Sprawl, I guess. I can't Life in the Loam, I guess.
But it's like taxing them 2 mana every turn. Yeah.
But the problem is I just kind of, he didn't have any pressure because he has to spend all his mana silencing me every turn, right? And I was kind of struggling on land drops, so I was just kind of happy that nothing was going on. Anyway, discard 0 to hand size, whatever. And eventually I get enough of lands to like start playing Codals and stuff and, maybe kind of play the game. And he was to upkeep silence me, I just remand the copy. Nice. So then I play my Reclamation, and then that's pretty devastating.
That's all she wrote, yeah.
So his win con was was Aria of Flame.
Wow.
Which
that's
seems pretty decent, right? If your plan is to like silence them out of the game, you're just gonna murder them to death with your
hard
copies.
to interact with.
And he had another Isochron with a Manamorphose on it, which seemed pretty sick, right? It's like mana neutral, draw a card plus a spell for your Aria of Flame.
Yeah, that's hot.
Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, I think game 2 it was just rough. He didn't get the Isochron online fast enough, and Aria being a 3-drop is pretty bad against the remand.
Yeah,
and being in red-white, he has no really interaction for what I'm trying to do.
For not creatures or enchantments, yeah.
Yeah. Then I played against round 3. I played against a Sultai deck. He's also an Uro deck, which was very dumb.
Yeah, the Uro mirrors are a little awkward.
You just have these big dumb 6/6s crash into each other and escape again and again while gaining 3 life in the process.
And drawing cards, yeah.
So it's like you can kind of afford to take a hit or two and then just you get your Uro out and regain the life back. And so the games took forever. He had a Dark Confluent in play for about 1,000,000 turns, and I think he took like 2 damage off it ever.
Yeah, he was flipping lands like constantly. I did see that.
Which was pretty insane in the brain.
I was like, wow, seems good.
Yeah, so I had a hard time against the discard Liliana the Veil, Uro Scavenging Ooze, Bob engine thing going on over there.
You got outvalued.
Yeah, which is unfortunate. I did not have enough offs to dig me out of that.
Yeah.
So then going to last round, I get paired against the Druid deck, the new-ish Druid deck with Heliod. So, okay. Heliod's a dumb card in that deck, in that it's the other half of the Kitchen Fink combo, and the Spike Feeder combo, and the Ballista combo.
Yeah, it slots into a bunch of combos.
So it's like, oh, you need like Vizier to go off with Devoted Druid, or with like Kitchen Fink's Vizier Seer. No, you could just go off with Kitchen Fink, Vizier Seer, and Heliod. Or just Spike Feeder and Heliod. I think there was something else like dumb with Heliod. I don't know. I mean, it's pretty dumb that you can like Collected Company into Heliod and Spike Feeder. That's pretty dumb.
Yeah.
Technically, I can beat Infinite Life given infinite time.
Yeah, because you take all the turns.
Because I can, like, bounce the Heliod and then attack him for the rest of eternity, and he would technically die, but... Anyway. I don't remember the games too closely. Game 1, I think I kind of punked him. He, like, was always missing, like, the wrong piece of whatever combo. And then, I think Game 2, he just, like, went for it, and I was representing answers and had nothing and just lost. And then Game 3, I strung enough interaction together to get there.
So when you cast Nexus, it goes back into your deck, right?
Yeah, shuffle.
So if your deck is just Nexus, can you demonstrate a loop basically? Is that loopable?
I had this conversation with someone last Friday, and they are of the opinion that yes, it is. If every card in my deck is Nexus of Fate, then it should be a demonstratable loop. I don't know if it is because it's a new turn, and therefore maybe not a loop per se.
I thought there was multi-turn loopable situations though.
Like, I feel like it should be, right? If the only card in my deck is one Nexus Fate, and I just untap, draw,
yeah, it's deterministic, Fate, right?
Like that's just what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So I would think, yeah, but I don't know. I'd be one of those things where, like, this is definitely a loop, and your opponent's like, I don't think so. They call a judge, and the judge is like, no, it's not. And you're like, no, it definitely is. And like, no, it's not, and I'm the only judge here, so that's the final ruling. And then you, like, go to time and draw, and then after the fact, they, like, look it up, and they come, actually, you were right, but we're not going to change the outcome of that match. Feels like one of those things. Anyway, so I played the deck again the following week because I'm a glutton for punishment. And I didn't do so hot the second week. I beat round 1, which was mono black. Apparently he was playing a Pioneer deck, which became evident when he cast Night Veil Spectre.
Yeah, I saw he had an Underworld Connections in play too. I was like, what the fuck? This deck is spicy as hell. And I was like, oh, it's a Pioneer deck. I was like, this is still pretty sweet.
Game 1, he just played 2 Gifted Aetherborns. I'm like, okay, it's like a mono black devotion deck.
Yeah. Sure.
And I just, like, go off and do the thing. And I think while we're sideboarding, he's like, yeah, this is a Pioneer deck. And I was like, oh. Game 2, he did Lost Legacy, my Nexus of Fate. And he died anyway.
Uro.
Yeah, and a bunch of Ice Fang Cuddles. As it turns out, even without Nexus of Fate, the card that used to be legal in Pioneer, having access to other cards that aren't legal in Pioneer is pretty good.
Shocker.
Utopia Sprawl, powerful magic card. I had at one point during the evening, I had a forest with 4 Utopia Sprawls on it.
Amazing.
So I tapped 1 land and animated a colonnade.
Holy shit. A weapon to surpass Metal Gear.
Like, that's definitely a bingo square I've never checked off before.
Oh, man. I must have just rubbed ghost pepper into my eye.
Excellent.
Wow. I'm pretty sure I washed my hands at least once, maybe twice since I cooked dinner.
So John's messages me, and he's like, oh, I asked Kira to get some peppers out. And so she pulls out, like, all these fucking habaneros or whatever the hell they were. I don't know.
Yeah, a bunch of habaneros.
And then, like, an entire ghost pepper.
They're frozen.
Like,
yeah.
Do you think this will be enough pepper? And John's like, oh, maybe. We'll see. Proceeds to fucking die.
No, she pulled them all out, and I just grabbed the ghost pepper and then, like, told her to put the habaneros away. It was like 4 halves of habanero and 1 whole ghost pepper. And I was like, oh, you can put the habaneros away. And she's like, is that enough? And kind of, like, frowns. cut forward like 5 minutes, and like I'm like reheating some meat with the chopped up ghost pepper, and the fumes are just like suffocating us. The very air we breathe is a poisonous gas. What is it? It's like from Lord of the Rings, and they're at like the council. It's like Boromir. He's like, the very air you breathe is poisonous fumes or toxic fumes. Yeah, it was like that. And then we ate it and proceeded to regret our lives.
Excellent.
Yeah. Yeah. So apparently
I would say we should take you to this place that's always spicier than I want it to be.
Oh.
But my fear is that you would handle it better than me, and I'd look bad.
Like a little bitch.
Yeah, basically.
I don't know, man. One of us grows chili peppers for fun, and the other doesn't.
Yeah, the people who work there are already like, basically, you little bitch.
Yeah, what kind of food is it? Like
Indian.
I don't know if I'll handle Indian heat well. Like,
because I was like, like, fuck, this is like pretty hot. I asked for a mild, and it's like, oh, like, is it too hot for you? Come on, man, it's just mild. Like, fuck off.
Like, I know when I go to like Thai places, I'll like ask for it hot, and they kind of look at you like, really? You're pretty pale. Like, yeah.
Like, pull up the swatch of like,
yeah. Yeah, the color swatch. Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah. We had it pretty well. It's pretty good. It's pretty tasty, but apparently I still have it on my hands and I rub my eyes. Now I'm just like leaking constantly out of my left eye. But yeah. Anyways, where were we before we got onto the chili peppers?
So you, the listener, if you live in the Sacramento area and you want to shit fire, just go to a place called Chaat of India. And if you really want to shit fire, ask for spicy. You definitely won't thank me later.
Because you'll be dead.
You're going to regret your decision, and you'll be like, why did I listen to that guy? Like, I thought I could handle it because I ain't no little bitch. And then enjoy.
Good luck. Amazing. MTG
anyway.
Peppercast now. Dude, I got all my seeds for the season.
MTG Spicecast.
It's a Spicecast. Bam! Kicking it up a notch. Yeah, I'm hella late this season. I got all my seeds in, and yeah, I'm like at least like a month behind because the weather's pretty warm. I haven't even started my seeds yet. I'm bad. I'm a bad pepper daddy. Yeah, I think we're giving up on the ghost peppers this year. They're really slow growing, so we're just gonna grow a fucking shitload of habaneros and serranos. Just like go for quantity over quality.
Excellent.
Habaneros are delicious, though. Habaneros are delicious. Hot take: best pepper. IMO. Fight me. Don't fight me.
Before you fight, you're just gonna rub some ghost pepper on my knuckles.
Yeah. Took a hit in the face. Anyways, speaking of spice,
yeah, so unfortunately the Pioneer deck was not able to stand up to my janky modern deck.
Wow, shocker.
Yeah, so then I played against the same Druid player.
Yeah, I play against that guy like every week too. This is like these last 2 weeks I think were like the first 2 weeks I haven't played against him in a while. And just you queued into him instead.
I think before last week, I don't remember ever playing this guy, really.
I played him like 3 or 4 weeks in a row, I feel like. Except for when I was in Reno.
So the first time I played him, he was like, man, I'm having such a shitty day. Like, I opened a box of Theros, and I only opened like $20 of value.
Oof.
It's like, oof, that's real bad. He's like, yeah, and then like this or that, and then I was like, well, do you want to draw, man? He's like, no, let's just fuck it. Let's just play it out. And then he proceeds to get spanked.
Oh, no. That's the worst. You're like, am I the baddie?
But this time around, he vanquished me, which is unfortunate.
He did the spanking?
But, okay, our games are very dumb. We basically only played one game. So the first game, he keeps a hand, apparently, of one land, Bird of Paradise, and a bunch of stuff. I presume, like, the combo. So I go turn one, like, land go. He's like, Bird of Paradise. Okay, untap. Utopias for all my forest. Name blue, go. He's like, Devoted Druid. I remand it. He passes. Like, no land, huh? Alright, untap. Play my third land. Play Reclamation. Untap my 3 lands. Go ahead. He's like, draw a card. Devoted Druid. I'm like, Cryptic Command. I'm gonna counter that and gonna bounce Bird of Paradise. Just like picks it up.
Is this
then picks up his land and starts shuffling it in his deck. Oof.
Gross.
Then game 2, I didn't draw enough interaction and he just kinda kills me. What are you gonna do? And then game 3, I keep a hand of Ice Fang Kotal, Lonely Sandbar, Remand, land.
Huh.
It's a lot of land, but I have 2 cycle lands. Like, every card in my hand is a cantrip. Every card I drew for the rest of the game was a land. Like, I'm on the, like, you know, the play. It's like, oh, cycle, drew a land. Okay, land, go. Like, draw for turn, land. Go ahead. Ice Fang Kotal, draw a land. Okay, untap, go. Like, cycle, draw a land. Remand, draw a land. Okay, untap, draw a land. Draw a land. Oh, I'm dead. Okay. I literally... So, in that game, I saw 2 non-lands and 11 lands.
Hot. Fucking magic, dude. Yeah, those are the games that like make you want to stop playing the game.
And it's like, yeah, I mean, it feels like it's kind of like, you know, he got fucked game 1 and then I got fucked game 3 and it's like, did we even play?
Yeah. Yeah, those matches are not fun.
And then speaking of not playing, round 3 I go sit down and my opponent is an empty chair.
Good old
which is strange
chair.
because we're 1-1, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just like Andrew, like where's my like the Michael, like the Sarah, like Michael Sarah, whatever. Just like, just like where's the opponent? And he's like, oh, you know, like I guess my opponent was like sitting at a different table. And Andrew's like, oh hey, like you don't want to play? He's like, nah. I'm like, oh, okay.
Like against you or just in general?
Like in general, I guess. I mean, I don't know, maybe against me, but it's like okay, your opponent has dropped. Congratulations. Like,
how am I supposed to take all the turns if I don't take any turns?
I got bamboozled. I took no turns at all.
America, please explain. Shit.
So in round 4, I get paired against 5-colored Niv Mizzet.
That's a spicy deck. Holy shit. I love that deck.
And I'm kind of irritated because you know what's really, really, really fucking good against the Vant Nexus deck?
Slaughter games?
Teferi?
Oh, that too.
So I think game 1, he's just like, turn 2 or turn 3, Teferi? Like, well, shit.
How many of those you got? 1? 2?
Yeah, one maybe 2.
Okay, cool. That's why you always got tilted playing against my Highlander decks.
Oh yeah. And it's like I like maneuver the game in a way where and he like, you know, oh, bring tall light for fucking Unward Eco, your Nexus of Fate. Ah! Because I'm gonna visit. I play this fucking card in my main deck because I can. Like, okay, cool. I just can't take any turns at all. Thank you. Very cool. And he like exiled one of my Earls from my yard with like Kaya's Guile.
You're getting like fucking shit stomped by like multicolored 3-drops the deck. So
like I bounced this to Fairy and he recast it and I cryptic counter on the way back down, and with my cryptic on the stack he's like, oh, exile your graveyard, make a spirit. Like, what? It's like, I guess, like
It's like the most medium card ever, too. Like, Kaya's Guile is like pure medium.
And so I get my other Uro into play, and we're like, doing things. And the problem is, I lost game one because I decked myself. I couldn't kill him with the cards I had in my hand, with enough cards in my deck, because he draws a card every time it attacks.
And he extracted the Nexuses, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and he's like, I got really close to being able to get there, and he's like, "Oh, Lightning Helix you to gain some life." Like, yeah.
Yeah, man. Where's your Gaia's Blessing or Elixir of Immortality?
God, so annoying.
Oh, I don't need those. I play Nexus.
He's like, "Oh, Bird of Paradise, chump your Colonnade." Like,
yeah, like none of your shit has trample.
Like, stop. Like, I can like tap his guys and get in with Cryptic or whatever.
Oh man.
But he was just out of range with Lightning Helix. And the problem was I bounced his Nemesis so I couldn't block, because the problem was I know he has Lightning Helix. So in retrospect I should have just bounced like one of my own lands or something, because I'm an idiot. But I was like, oh, I gotta bounce his Niv or something, so because if I bounce like a Spirit token, he just Helixes his Spirit token, and then my Cryptic just gets countered. Because I don't want to draw a card, because I don't want to draw more cards, because that's like my clock until I'm dead.
It's like some fucking Star Wars A New Hope shit. Like at the end, it's like Uro in range in...
Yeah, targeting computer. Boop.
Deploy blockers.
We did not hit the thermal exhaust part on that one. We were the X-Wing that Darth Vader fucking blasted. Is what we were.
Oh shit.
And then game 2 was sad, miserable times, because we had like not much time left. And so I kept like a one lander with a Utopia Sprawl and a Steve. It's like, okay, like I have mana eventually, kind of, but it had Nexus and Reclamation and other stuff. So it's like, okay, if I draw like a land or two, then this hand's like really good. Didn't draw a land on my first draw step.
Some Tom Howard, he didn't.
So I'm just like, well, I have to play the Steve so I can guarantee a land this turn. And he just like untapped turn to Teferi. Like, yep. And then he's like, Unmoored Eagle you, and then he'd like eventually bring to lights for Kess. Oh. So he can bring to light again. No, he can Unmoored Eagle me again and again and again and again.
Oh, that's mwah. That's good.
Yeah, I got riggedy diggedy wrecked.
Oh, Kess is hot. I like that card.
The big sad.
It's a 3/4 flyer, right?
Yeah.
For 4.
I also sideboarded very wrongly. So in between game 1 and 2, I'm like, oh, I should put Engineering Explosives in my deck to like answer this Teferi in case it resolves. And then proceeded to not put any Engineering Explosives into my deck. So when it goes like turn 2 Teferi, I'm like, yeah, I just lose now.
Thinking back to approximately a minute ago.
Oops. Sad times. But yeah, Uro made the deck way better. Way better. The list is probably still not like actually optimized or anything, but
yeah, it seems like there's a lot of air.
But casting Foff with Uro is
yeah, the chef's meow.
Just like watching your opponent like facial expression trying to make piles. It's like good times. Anyway, John, what have you been up to in the past couple of weeks?
So I've played, you know me, I like to bounce around. I've been like freed, man. It was like July to like January. I was on 4-color snow. It was like the longest like monogamous relationship of a deck I've had in Magic in a long time. And I'm back to my carefree ways, changing decks week to week. So week after we recorded last, I played Blue Black Urza, and that was actually the second time I played it after Reno. and I queued into Infect the first round, and man, they struggle against Thopter's Sword. Holy crap. Like, if they can't give it trample or unblockable, like, what the hell do they do against, like, a bunch of Thopters and then, like, removal for their Blighted Agent? Like, guess I'll just die.
If it were me, they would just have Blighted Agent every time, and I would die to that.
Yeah, I mean, Thoughtseize, Inquisition, and Fatal Push make pretty good work of that. But, yeah, Infect was pretty sweet. I did get, like, really wrecked one game. They just did Infect things. It was like, oh, they're on the play, and I have my spell, and it wasn't on turn 1, so okay, on turn 2, I guess I'll try to kill it. Oh, they had the counter. Okay, well, guess I just die. Played a lot of Infect in my day. Definitely know what that looks like from their side. And then round 2, I played against Blue-Red Dragons. Oh, baby. Man, I love me some dragons. Mad props to Will for rolling out the dragons. Unfortunately, the sideboard for the blue-black Wurza deck that I was playing is fucking insane against blue-red dragons. It had like 2 or 3 mystical disputes and 4 Aether Gusts. He's just like, dragon. It was like Aether Gust. And he's like, put it on top. Go. I'm like, land, go. He's like, dragon? I'm like, another fucking Aether Gust. He's like, fuck, put it on top. I'm like, he's like, go. I'm like, fetch, Mystic Sanctuary, Aether Gust on top, Mishra's Bauble, crack it. Go. He's like,
gross.
Yeah. Then it's like, dragon. I'm like, Aether Gust, and he's like, Silumgar's Scorn, like, Mystical Dispute.
You're a bad man.
It was awful, dude. It was like all this fucking shitty new color hate cards that everyone's playing. I don't know, like, they're really good cards, but they're fucking miserable Magic, dude. Like, a lot of these new cards I'm not a fan of. Like, Veil of Summer, Aether Gust, Mystical Dispute, like Dovin's Veto. Like, God, these cards are just fucking miserable to play against. Like, you just get hammered by them so hard. You're just like, most of the time, you're just like, you look at your hand and you're like, oh, hope they don't have it. Like, got a fucking jam. And then they're like, I got you. And then you're like, oh, I got your gotcha card. Like, the fucking...
Yeah, you're like, oh, I'm gonna play this 6 spell. I'm like, aha, Dovin's Veto. Can't counter that shit. You're like, LOL, Veil of Summer.
Yeah, it's fucking retarded. I'm like not a fan. Really not a fan of these new cards. They're just, I don't know, they just don't feel particularly skill intensive to play. Like, they're really good, so you just shove them in your board. The board's like really homogenized. Like, everyone's playing like a pile of these cards instead of like other more interesting answers. It's like, oh, this blue deck's got a bunch of, fucking Mystical Disputes and Aether Gusts, and then like, oh, they're playing white Dovin's Veto. Oh, they're playing green Veil of Summer. It's like, fuck, it's all the same shit in every deck. It's awful. I don't know. It's super boring to me. But I mean, Modern's in a good spot right now. Like, a lot of the decks are really cool, but the sideboard cards are just awful. Not a fan.
Yeah, down with Aether Gust.
All these blue deck sideboards just like the same. It's Ashiok as well, and Teferi's like in the main deck of a lot of them, but it's just like, oh, what's your sideboard? Oh, Mystical Dispute, Veil of Summer, Ashiok, Aether Gust, some Damping Spheres. Get the fuck out of here. I don't know. They're all the same. Super boring. I played the Mirror in the 3rd round. I was playing Eli Cassisis list, which was like super teched for the online meta. It was like playing like 3 or 4 Ceremonious Rejections, a bunch of Gusts for Amulet Titan.
4 Aether Gusts.
Yeah, 4 fucking Aether Gusts. They're like really good against Mono Red Prowess and Titan. And then you had the Rejections for Tron, and that was like, that's the meta. He had like real cards for the Mirror when I just had like teched garbage. So yeah, his deck was just like way better in the Mirror. So lost 1-2. Didn't play as hard as I could have. That deck's really complicated. Played against Ad Nauseam the last round, and just discard and counter spells pretty good against Ad Nauseam, and then like the Urza decks have pretty good. It's cool because like in a lot of these blue decks, you're like, oh, I can never get a clock into play because I got to go like shields down and just like fucking slap an Urza into play, and it's like your artifacts you have laying around make mana. So there's like, if they don't get you right then and there, like as you're resolving the Urza with like an instant speed combo kill, like it's pretty easy to slip them in.
Yeah, it's kind of gross. You can just tap off your Urza and then not really tap out.
And then like have Cryptic Command up still? Yeah, like what the hell? So yeah, that deck's sweet. Big fan. And then this last week, I had a friend wanted to come into town, and he didn't have like a deck with him, but he thought he was gonna be able to make it to FNM. So I was like, well, I got blue-white Stoneblade and I got blue-black Urza, and I can like kind of make each deck like I only have 4 cryptics, right? So it's like one deck plays 2 and the other plays 3. I was like, well, we can each have 2 cryptic commands. We'll split them. And
can't borrow mine. Nexus plays 4.
Yeah, I was like, so what do you want to play? He's like, oh, I'll play the Thoughtseize deck because he always plays Thoughtseize decks. I was like, cool, I'll play blue-white Blade. Like, had a few days to sit on it and was like in the mind space of like, all right, I'm gonna play blue-white Blade this week. And then he had to bail. I was like, I guess I'll still play blue-white Blade, but I'll put the 3rd cryptic back in the deck. So, or I think maybe that deck only played 2, I forget. But played that at FNM. And my round 1, man, as an aside here, because we're going to have to divert for a bit, because this is its whole other story. So, friend Mike, did you bamboozle him into this? How did this start? I wasn't here. This happened when I was at Reno, right?
I don't remember exactly how it happened, how it started. Something. So like this 5-color Zubera deck is like
from 2017.
Yeah, and you know, it's the deck we always bring up for being like the best, sweetest piece of shit deck.
It is the spiciest pile, king of the spice. It's so bad.
It's so bad, but it's so great. And so, as you remember last episode, Zubera's was my Solid of the Week. Because Mike said that if we built the deck, that he would play the Zubera deck.
Yeah. Well, that kind of happened, but it kind of didn't too. So I got sick that weekend, and I was sick through most of the week. Had to take a bunch of days off work. And so I like, towards the end of the week, like took the old list and like threw it into a doc and was like, all right, I think these are the cards like we want to cut, and like these are what we might play. And so the idea was that we would put Arkham's Astrolabe in it to fix the horrendous fucking mana. And so instead of playing like, you know, Cavern of Souls and Uncharted Territories that like don't cast like your Grizzly Salvage and your Rally effects very well, we'll just play Arkham's Astrolabe and like basics, and it'll be super sweet. And so I had like a 63 card like main deck that was completely unfinished, and like a list of maybe cards on the side. Like deck was, the mana base was like old, like first draft, like these are lands. And he like decided to play it. There's like no sideboard, and so he shows up and he's like, oh, has this bring cards? And I thought he had like done some work on like, you know, finishing it off. He didn't finish it. I was like, dude, you gotta cut 3 cards. That was like a 63 card deck, and he ran it through the event. And I played him round 1. So not only was he playing the Zubera deck that was like unfinished, he also played against the person who knew his 60 main deck, like basically like the numbers of every card in his deck.
So in his defense, I thought that I provided all the Zuberas and some other cards. And so I definitely thought that Cedar Wayfinders were in that pile of cards. And they were not. So we played like an even worse version of the deck that was listed on there.
Yeah, it wasn't Snow Bears, it was Shit Bears. It was bad. God. So we play round 1 and like just fucking slap the deck around. And then like game 2, I was like, oh, Rest in Peace. Yeah, this seems good. Play Rest in Peace. He's like, the fuck do I beat this card? I was like, don't you have like Abrupt Decay or Assassin's Trophy? He's like, oh, I forgot to bring them. I just don't have any. I was like, what? Like, how do you beat a Leyline of the Void or an Assassin's Trophy? He's like, thinks about it. He's like, guess I don't. It's like,
guess I'll die.
Guess I'll just die. I was like, fuck, dude. So, yeah, that was not how he wanted that tournament to go, I'm sure. We'll have to take that one back in the shop. do some more tinkering on that one before it gets trotted out again. Then the next round, I played against Red-Green Titan Shift and did Titan Shift things game 1. And then game 2 was like pretty close. I get it to the point where we're like both empty-handed, but I'm like at an okay-ish life total. I get him out. I'm like, okay, I'm like turning the corner. Great. And his next 2 top decks are... I've already destroyed 2 Volcuts, a Field of Ruin. And his next 2 top decks are Volcut. It's like... Are you fucking kidding me right now? Like that, I'm pretty sure it's like just like the best 2 cards you could have drawn in a row, except for maybe like Primeval Titan, I guess would have been better. But like, Jesus fucking Christ, dude, it's like okay, cool. So I'm like over here with like a Force of Negation in hand, and he like draws for his 3rd, and he's like, Sakura Trivelder. It's like, fuck. Okay, take 6 more. It's like, god damn, dude. Like, all right. Yeah, so I got blasted by Volcuts.
Rip.
Yeah. But then I played against Dredge round 2. And then round 1 round 3 I played against Dredge. I played against him, and game 1 I had Stoneforge into Early Batterskull, and his dredges weren't very good. And Batterskull's just insane. Insane in the membrane against Dredge. It blocks, attacks, gains life.
It protect, but it
also attack. But most importantly, it come back. Yeah, card's just really good against Dredge. And then game 2, I think I showed you the hand. It was like, I was like, we're going to talk about this later, then I forgot. It was like, rest in peace, oust.
5 lands.
5 lands. Yeah, I was like, keeping it. We're doing it. We got there.
Yeah, so I like looked over his hand. His 7 was pretty bad. His 6 was fucking dog shit. And I think he kept his 6.
Ooh.
Like, the only dredge card in his hand was Dockmore's Salvage. And the only way to get it in the yard, and he had like no Shriek Horn or anything. No haggle. He had just 1 Cathartic Reunion. That was it. So he just like goes turn 2, Cathartic Reunion, Dredge 2, hits like a Narcomoeba.
Yeah.
And then like draws the other 2 cards, and John's like, okay, rest in peace. And he's like,
huh?
Okay. Yeah.
Sometimes you get there against Dredge. I don't know, man. I feel bad. I was just like, lol, I'm such a mad lad. I'm gonna get slapped and punished for this, right? Like, he's gonna be like, lol, you know, not ancient grudge. What is it? Nature's Claim, your rest in peace. Dredge 20 million. Fucking kill you with like 200 power. Lol, get good, scrub. 100% what I was expecting. It was just like, guess I'll just die.
Yeah, like I played Dredge way back in the day, and it feels so good to just sit there and you're just like, hey, I have my 1 anti-hate piece in my hand, and they're just like, mulligan, like keep a hand. And there's like turn 1, grab Triggers Cage. You're like, oh yeah, cool. Nature's Claim.
Just watch them like die inside.
Like turn 2, tap, land, go, and you're like, okay, cool, untap, Cathartic.
Yeah, 100% what I was expecting to happen. But I was like, do I really like mold? Because I had 2 rest in pieces and 2 Ashioks. Ashiok's like slow, right? It's like,
yeah, it's.
So does my hand really get much better than this? I don't know. Like, I mean, yes, but does it really? I don't know. So, never punished. And then I put against Golos Tron in the last round from our good buddy Ivan Jin, who was trying to muddle through not having Once Upon a Time anymore. Crawling back to good old Sylvan Scrying. Yeah, crawling back to Sylvan Scrying's door.
He's playing Arboreal Grazer in his Tron deck, though.
Yeah. So, man, I was thinking as we were playing this match, I have been playing the blue-white versus Tron matchup for fucking years now. I've been playing blue-white decks in Modern since before Twin was banned. How long ago was that now? It's quite a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I mean, I'm sure there's more OG blue-white players than me, but I've been on the deck for a minute, on and off. I was playing it back when when everyone was actually playing Jeskai. I was like, oh, I'm like just getting into Modern. I was like, I can't afford Scalding Tarn, so I'll play blue-white with storage lands. That shit was hot with Sphinx's Revelation when that got printed. Oh baby. Ooh. That was tasty. Yeah, and just like store up, like, oh, you didn't do anything for the turn. Nowadays it's like you like cantrip in a turn. Back then it was like dump all the fucking mana into the storage land calciform pools. Yeah, just fucking
fill her up.
All right, and eventually you're like, okay, didn't do anything. Oh, Sphinx's Rev for like 10. Oh, delicious. Move to discard, get rid of this garbage removal or whatever. It's hot.
I think we played a storage land in Esper Dragons for a little bit.
Probably. Did some spicy things with Spellquiller against Golostron and got there. Dude, the last game I thought I was like gonna get freaking wrecked because I ended up that game drawing all 4 of my Spellquillers. I had a turn like late into the game when like I had it pretty locked up. I think I'd extracted one of his Tron lands, and so I knew his hand too, and he had like pretty expensive stuff, and it was like I think it was like Stoneforge plus like it was Stoneforge plus Spellquiller with a Sword of Feast and Famine. I'm like staring them like pre-combat. I'm like, pre-combat, Spellquiller, attack you. Untap all my lands. Go. You're at 2. He like thinks for a really long time. It's like he's like, man, 1 mana off from Emrakul the Aeon's Torning you. I was like,
Yikes, dude.
Yeah, I had the last Spellcaller. I was like, what's he gonna do? Like wipe my board? Like kill some permanents? Whatever. Like I got this backup Spellcaller for the coup de grace. It's like definitely was not playing around Emrakul the Aeon's Torn. Actually, though, I think he was stilted either way, because if he like Emrakuls and then attacks me, I just like sack all my lands, and then I just have like I have lethal. Yeah. Good shit. Anyways,
unless he's like Emrakul, untap, all is dust, attack you.
Yeah, basically, yeah. I don't even think that works though, because it would just be like float all my mana, all his dust resolves, Queller, and then like I guess he would just not attack. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, he's like attack you, cycle my lands. He's like up Royal Grazer.
Oh no! The Ricci boy strikes again. But yeah, and then I've been playing online. I've been playing the Bant No Blade list. So I want to tell you all, here's my secret. I just look at Mick Winsauce's Twitter account. I just fucking net deck whatever he's playing. Man is a god. Guy is like Moto Grinder extraordinaire, just fucking crushing it with blue-white decks and like Pioneer and Modern all the time. I always just net deck this guy. And so he did like really well on I think like a premiere event. And he's like, yeah, man, Yuta Takahashi's list. I see him post a list, I just net deck it. I was like, this is the chain. Like Yuta Takahashi post a list, McWinsauce net decks that, then I'm like, ooh, net deck McWinsauce. The shit makes it down to like random scrub league grinder level. I mean, I've net decked Yuta Takahashi before too, but he's like very infrequent posting on Twitter, so I kind of miss his stuff a lot. That guy is That guy's
Sauce is the old reliable, huh?
Yeah, but dude, that guy posts daily. That guy just grinds an event every day, and he's always crushing it. Always crushing it. He's like X2 at worst. And it's like he drops. It's like 7-2, you know, like every day. Pioneer and Modern, like literally every day, multiple times some days. And he doesn't like talk about the deck list really. He's like, he'll like maybe say, oh, it was good or bad or whatever, but he doesn't like talk cards. And he's just like, here's what I played, here's what I won or lost, here's my record. Picture of the deck. Like once or twice, like every fucking day. For like a couple months now I've been following him. It's like, yeah, I'm just gonna play your lists. Like you just crush it consistently. Like I'm not crushing it consistently. Am I that smart? No. Okay, I'm just gonna copy your deck lists. So yeah. Definitely found I've been doing better since I just like stole deck lists from better players. So, you know, knowing your limits is good.
But John, you have to play your own original decks in Magic.
Yeah, so sue me. But yeah, I've been playing like it's like Canister, Eli Cassis, or McWin Sauce, basically, are like all I play these days.
Meanwhile, I'm over here playing Aurum decks.
Dude, Orum's a god though. Orum's a fucking god. It's Aurum and the White Faces. The White Faces has amazing legacy decks. Yeah. I showed you the Legacy Amulet deck later. Not Amulet, Legacy Titan deck earlier, right?
Yeah.
We can talk about that one real quick. Since we're done with our weekly roundup, we can divert into Legacy for a brief momento. Let me see if I can pull the list up here real quick so I can show it on stream. Let's see here.
The replies are great. Well, the first reply anyway. Guy says, every single day I get closer to registering Perish.
Yeah. I did see that. Goblin Lackey. Yeah, let's see here. Let me swap this over so people can see. Oh god, it's impossibly dark.
Looks terrible.
Yes, this is a Legacy Field? Titan Field? It's got 2 Volcuts in it too.
Yeah, it does.
It looks like a modern deck, dude. Like this deck.
It's Legacy Wasteland Valakut. The deck.
Oh man. Yeah, so it's like this deck, dude. It looks like all the like random amulet, like leftover. It's like leftover amulet, man. It's got like Mox Diamond, Once Upon a Time, Abrupt Decay, and Chalice as 4-ofs. Actually, it's just all 4-ofs. So let me just go over the 4-ofs because it's just what 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 8 4-ofs and then lands. It's Mox Diamond, Once Upon a Time, Abrupt Decay, Chalice of the Void, Dryad of the Elysian Grove, Ramanap Excavator. Oh, I'm sorry, that's actually the split. There's 2 Excavators, a Tracker, and an Elvish Reclaimer, and then 4 Titans and 4 Green Sun Cenas. And then 28 lands, you know, as you do.
Yeah.
Maze of If, some Snow Forests, Volcuts, some fetches, 4 Wastelands, more fetches, a forest, a regular forest, you know, for the field, a Caracas.
Yeah.
1 Field of the Dead, Dryad Arbor, because, you know, Green Sun, a Blast Zone, get rid of those pesky Delvers, and I don't know what else. Some Ancient Tombs, some Caverns, and Bayous. Call it a day.
You know, I'm actually pretty close to having this deck.
I know. That's why I sent it to you. I was like, holy, you don't have the diamonds, basically, right?
Yeah, so actually pretty close to having the deck in paper.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah.
I'm missing Diamonds, Wastelands, Ancient Tombs. Ancient Tombs not even worth anything.
I thought it was. No?
Not really. City of Traders is the one that's worth a ton of money.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Caracas got
I don't have Leyline of the Void, I guess.
I have them. And I have Wastelands,
I only
too.
have 2 Caverns, I believe.
Yeah. This deck's sweet. Super sweet. Maybe we'll do a video with it.
I actually do have 2 Valkuts, though.
Oh man.
One
yeah,
is
I don't even know.
foil Italian.
You're taking
The
your
other
fucking
is non-foil signed English.
taking your 6-mana creature into Legacy and not in Nick Fit is like a pretty big doozy in my book. How hot would it be to be able to play Mox Diamond in fucking Modern though? In Titan. Why play these Karoo lands when you can just play Mox Diamond?
Yeah, because Amulet would benefit the most from Mox Diamond being in Modern.
It's so gross. Super, super gross. Yeah, this deck's sweet. We'll have to do a video with it or something.
Yeah, let's see. So with our powers combined, yeah, I could 10 proxy this pretty easily.
Oh, easily. 100%. Yeah. Because I don't have any proxies in my deck, so it's just like throw 4 Wasteland at you.
Oh yeah, and ley lines.
Yeah, and I have the ley lines.
Then I'd have to buy like literally nothing.
Yeah, I have Mind Break Traps.
I have 2 Mind Break Traps, I believe.
Because you're playing elves?
Yeah, because you just put your deck Leovold and it's like GG. Get Rexstorm.
Gross. Anyways, swerve back over to Modern now after that diversion, but just thought people should know that this existed because it's sweet.
Elvish Reclaimer. You know, I'm the only thing I'm disappointed in this deck is that there's nothing to Crocus from yourself. If there was some stupid legendary creature that you could just Crocus back and loop with in this deck, that'd be hot.
I'm sure there's something.
I don't know.
Is there any green-white legendaries?
You could play Venser because you're playing Dryad of the Elysian Grove.
Venser. Jeez.
And Cavern of Souls, I guess.
Wow. Is there any green-white legends that are any good? There's Sisay? Not Sisay. Is it Sisay? Not Sisay. What the hell does that one do? It's like a bad voice of Resurgence. That card's probably not worth bouncing. Safi Eric's daughter.
Yeah, bounce Safi, real good.
Yeah, I struggle to think of any. They're probably like mono-colored. I guess you're in black too. Play Slimefoot. Just thinking like bad Dominaria legends.
Obviously, this deck should just be playing the Gitrog monster.
Oh, Obnixilis. We learned how good that card was. Holy shit, dude, Obnixilis. So I'm just gonna put it out there. Saffron Olive has been posting all the same video content as us, but like a week later. Just saying.
Coincidence?
I think not.
We're on to you, Saffron Olive.
Yeah.
Oh, Conflux is on to me.
Dude, so we've been talking about the Manaless Dredge deck too, and like he posted something about that today. I was like, we're on the same wavelength, man. I read the same Twitter feeds. But yeah.
Also, this list is bad.
His takes on that deck were
actually doesn't matter. Like
the same too. If they get Rog Monster deck, he's like Obnixilis was insane. Vizier of the Menagerie, disappointed. It was like basically the same takeaways we had in our video, which I thought was heartwarming. I was like, this is a man that's played a lot of jank, a whole lot of jank on video, and we came to the same.
Or the issues with the deck were just that glaring.
Yeah, maybe it's just that. Oh man, yeah, Obnixilis. Whew. Wow.
Like, oh, I'm new to Modern. I never played this card before. Okay, here's this Heartless Summoning deck. Why are you playing Vizier? This card doesn't feel good at all.
Yeah.
Yes. What else is trending here for me? Trump virus.
Virus alert.
I'm gonna send you something.
Great. Just mid podcast, you know. Jesus Christ.
We shouldn't put that one up on the street.
Anyways, holy shit.
All right, moving on.
That is a political cartoon right there. Holy crap. Anyways, holy crap. Do you want to talk about the modern premiere event?
So there were two modern online events over the weekend. There was a premiere and a challenge. Maybe we should talk about the challenge first because it happened. Well, no. The challenge happened.
It did happen. You're correct. Verifiable proof right here on my screen.
Let's talk about the challenge first, just because it happened first. I don't know if that makes sense.
You want to talk about the challenge first because Amulet Titan is 9-0. Let's be real.
All right. So
let's be real. Scooby-Doo villain time. We're pulling off the mask.
Here we have the legend, the one and only Punt Then Wine. I've mentioned Punt a few times before.
This deck list is too long to show on stream all at once.
How Punt is killing it in modern leagues. He is no longer leading. That's being taken by the Tunneling Cat.
I have no idea who that is.
Whoever he is, he's doing very well.
Yeah, I don't know what deck they're playing.
Anyway, so Punt has 19 trophies right now and went 9-0 in the Modern Challenge, playing Amulet Titan post Once Upon a Time ban, which is why these events are interesting. And God, his list is it's a list.
It's got you shook.
Yeah, so I sold my Karn the Great Creators online a while back. I was like, I just can't see the Karn version being where the deck wants to be, and I'm running low on ticks because I've been, scrubbing out because I'm bad. I don't feel like spending actual real money, so I'll just sell these Karns because I'm not going to play them in Amulet for the foreseeable future, and the Blood Sun deck is not a deck, let's be honest. And so I sold them off for some ticks.
Lo and behold.
To buy a little bit of upgrades for the other Amulet, Amulet deck, because I had to buy Dryads and shit, right? And lo and behold, Punt goes 9-0 playing 4 fucking Karn the Great Creator.
Yep.
And potentially as a result of that, Karn is now 40 ticks.
Well, it's his list, and then the two directly below him also are running 4 Karn the Great Creator. So, sure that doesn't help. Was it Amulet Titan at 9-0, and then Eldrazi Tron and Tron at 8-1, both playing 4 copies of Karn Great Creator.
Yeah, so I'm very shook. I'm so shook right now.
What's really shook is that Icefang Kotal is almost 50 fucking ticks online right now.
Yeah, that's really insane.
200 ticks for a playset. What the fuck?
It's over half the cost of the entire Amulet deck.
Yeah, I was like, man.
That's with $40 Karns.
I was like, I'm rich. And I was like, wait a second. I can't sell these. All the decks I want to play have Icefang Kotal on them. Never play Magic Online again if I sell them. Anyways.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, how do you find space for 4 Karn? Oh, easy. You just cut all your Azusas. So the deck looks stock. And the stock post Once Upon a Time ban was basically -4 once, +4 stirrings. Because the stock list at the time was already playing 2 Explore and like 4 Scout and a bunch of Azusas. So only 1 Azusa here and only 3 Scouts, 4 Karns. Still playing 2 Explorers. Obviously, Ancient Stirrings is much better when you can find stuff like Karn. Only 29 lands, 2 caverns. Crumbling Vestige making comeback. I really enjoy playing with this card. This card's a lot of fun. Don't ask me why, it is.
That card was a gift to the Pauper community.
I remember when Crumbling Vestige was first printed, and I was like, I think people were talking about some other stupid fucking land at the time, like, oh, you're gonna play this on Amulet? I'm like, nah, man, I'm hyped for Crumbling Vestige. I'm like, what? What the hell's that do? And I play it, and I'm like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's better now than it was then, arguably, because Fields of the Dead exists.
Yeah.
I was saying to John that because of Troubling Vestige, I was able to make zombies off of a Titan, where if it were another bounce land, I would not have been able to. So, quick maths for you at home.
Quick math.
I have Amulet, Land, Garenbrig. I play Troubling Vestige. So my hand is Troubling Vestige, Titan, bounce land. So play Troubling Vestige and Azusa, or whatever. Or 2 packs, I don't know. Don't remember. Anyhow, so make 2. Play my Azusa. Play a bounce land, pick up Vestige, replay Vestige, make 4 in my pool, activate Garenbrig, play my Titan. So we had 2 lands. Vestige was 3. And then bounce land was up to 4, bouncing sorry. So we have 3, right? Then we play bounce land up to 4, bounce Vestige back to 3, replay Vestige back to 4 again, play Titan, get Boros Garrison, Slayer Stronghold, right? That's 6. Bounce a land, back to 5. When you attack, get 2, Field of the Dead, something else, bam, that's 7, 2 zombies. If you have the 2 lands and you go bounce land, Azusa, you're back at 2. Bounce land, activate Garenbrig, haste land, Garrison, down to 3, attack, up to 5.
Not enough lands. You require additional lands. Amazing.
And it's a turn 1 green source.
Got him. Oh, the minor decision making process for lands and Amulet is always amusing to me, even though I don't play the deck.
It's also relevant here because his list isn't playing any gemstone mines at all. And sometimes you really need a gemstone mine effect when you're going off to give your Titan haste because you either drew your Garrison or something happened to it or it's in your hand or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so you need to go get say you go attack and you get Gruul Turf plus the Troubling Vestige, and now you can have that's 4 mana with a red and a white to double strike your guy.
Do the thing.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to talk about with this list? You gonna pick up 2 islands and gush some more?
So the thing with Karn, right, is you play all these wishboard targets. So the wishboard targets here are 1 explosives, 1 ballista, 1 Graftrigger's Cage, a liquid metal coating, and a Orncoil engine. So not so many targets, but ballista making a comeback. People often weren't playing ballista anymore. They just didn't play it at all in 75. Why play ballista when you have Valakuts? Well, still a good card. Also, but I think the cost of playing Karn means there's no room for any counter spells on the board. There's 1 Pact Navigation here, but because that's not in the main, right? A lot of Amulet decks are either playing Mystical Disputes or Disdainful Stroke or Negate or something to try and help against combo matchups and control matchups, but nope, no room.
Just trying to hope everyone cut their Aether Gust after once got banned.
Yeah, well, if they're holding up Aether Gust and you play Karn, they're going to look real sad.
Yeah, really. Ugh.
Can't Aether Gust a Wormcoil engine. Also, he's a fan of Uro in the board. He thinks Uro is the best card in the sideboard, actually.
Interesting.
Which I don't know how to feel about that because you just don't feel your graveyard in this deck. Yeah, and I guess weird. It's one of the best cards against grindy decks, but I just feel like there's so many other tools you could use to beat grindy decks. But drawing cards is insane, right?
Yeah. Jen's over here playing a fucking pile of pillages these days, too.
Yep. Opting to not play stupid Ramanap. Screw that card. But yeah, back to 3 Taloria West. 2 West bad. Only villains do that.
Rebest gang represent.
Yeah.
So below Amulet Titan we had Eldrazi Tron. Blah.
which is basically the same deck as it was before.
Yep. Get these forests out of here. What is it? Friendship with forest ended. Wastes is now my best friend.
I mean, like, the deck existed already before Once Upon a Time.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically just the same as that. The only bizarre thing I think is there's a Mindslaver in here.
That's hot.
I guess that's like taking the place of what used to be Michael's and Blattis.
Sometimes you just gotta slave some minds, my dude.
Because, Mindslaver should win the game, right?
Yes. Generally speaking, yes. Yeah. It's E-Tron. I don't know. I don't feel like there's a lot to talk about with it. Ugin the Ineffable is a pain in the ass. I will say that. I was watching a friend play Jund against E-Tron. God, this card is fucking miserable sometimes. Just make
This card real good.
Oh. Slightly below it, and with the same score that we've got Tron. Woo. Back to 4 Sylvan Scrying.
Yeah, I don't know if there's anything interesting going on here at all. I mean, it's playing Veil of Storm on the sideboard because why not?
Sundering Titan and Trinisphere.
I guess Sundering Titan is kind of interesting
Against
these Dryad decks.
Yeah. It is hilarious against the Dryad decks.
Yeah, I guess Karn, like small Karn, usually was kind of not really in favor, like in the modern Greentron list. A lot of people just didn't like them.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's fine.
Actually, this is the most spicy card. A Horizon Canopy. What the fuck? Haven't seen that one before. Also, date one we have Rose.
Look, John.
Cursed
only
name.
2 Icefang Codals. It's like a budget deck.
Yeah. What the hell? Did the price finally drop a little bit? This says it's only 68 ticks for 2.
I don't know how update Goldfish is.
Maybe it dropped after spiking. I don't know. Yeah, it says it's down to 34 ticks. Oh yeah, that's a steep valley. Went up to it peaked at 52 ticks. Jesus Christ. Should have sold. Yikes. Meanwhile, it's like shy of $3 in paper. Yeah, so this is an interesting deck. This looks like the Oko decks kind of did, but instead of Oko, they're just playing Uro. A reoccurring theme, to be sure.
Yeah.
Uh,
I will say Mystic Sanctuary is popping up more and more, and this card is kind of gross, right?
yeah, it's like Archmage's Charm and Mystic Sanctuary have been like hand in hand, just like showing up in all the blue decks. I feel like they're a little slow to adopt, but now that people are playing them, they're really playing them. This is, I mean, only 1 Archmage's Charm, but they're, on 3 Mystic Sanctuary, and the numbers have really been growing. I guess in these, like, Mishra's Bobble decks, it's pretty hot, too. Because, like, you put the card on top and then immediately draw it, which is pretty dope.
It's pretty gross with an Uro in play, too. You'd, like, put it on top and attack with your Uro.
Yeah, that is sweet. Yeah, Uro's really cool with Mishra's Bobble.
See, why play Snapcaster Mages when you can just put the card in your hand?
Yeah. Snapcaster's land. Yeah, this deck seems pretty solid. Blue Black Urza was like pretty hot, and then people were trying blue green again because of Uro. Gets you up on mana.
Uro is a big boy.
Yeah, this deck just seems good. Gilded Goose is great too. It's like it's just a really strange mana dork. It's like a one-shot mana dork that can be a permanent mana dork with an Urza. Just makes blue. But if the creature dies, you still get to make blue. Kind of interesting. You can like poop out some more too. You have Goose and Urza, you can just like start shitting out like an extra mana every turn. Pay 2. It's like a Steve that doesn't cost a card. Seems decent. This list is a little lighter on some of the hate cards. 2 Veil, Summer, 1 Aether Gust, 3 Ashiok though. This is what I was talking about, like these sideboards though.
Yeah. Like, oh, you're playing green? Veil. Playing blue? Aether Gust, Ashiok. You're playing black? Also Ashiok.
Yeah.
Blue Dispute.
Yeah. Just, I don't know. It's like really boring sideboard construction. Kind of a bummer. Then below that, man, there's a lot of Bant Snowblade kicking around. A lot. Got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Snowblade decks and a 4-color snow deck and 2 4-color snow decks. Someone playing Dredge. Are they playing Ox probably? 2 Ox. Three copies of Failure to Comply. Dang. What does Comply do again? Choose a card name and tell your next turn your opponents can't cast spells with the chosen name. Huh. Interesting.
It seemed like this kind of small uptick in like Eldrazi Taxes decks.
Yeah, they have been showing up. That's true.
I mean, Stoneforge Mystic really breathing some life into
yeah,
that archetype.
Basically a dead archetype otherwise. Yeah, they got what? Giver of Runes. Stoneforge was an ad.
Shifet Dunes is really helping out the mana.
Yeah.
They don't have to play these random like Adakar wastes and shit anymore.
Yeah. Sinew and Steel on the sideboard, oh baby. The fact that it just slaps an artifact and Planeswalker on connecting is insane.
Yeah. Just destroy a Planeswalker is pretty nuts.
This seems fucking berserk if like everyone ends up playing these Blade decks, which I guess they were. So this is probably hot. It's like put it on a flyer and just like kill your Jace and your sword. Worst you're stacking an Astrolabe, like seems good. They're only on 1 Astrolabe, but probably hurts their mana quite a bit. This deck is just listed as W. It's the same deck. Unfortunate. They're missing that Sinew and Steel tech though. Jund Willie Adele, I think, won the event actually. He was 7-2, but I think he actually won.
Yeah, he ended up taking down the event.
Good
Jund, of all things.
Old Jund. Yeah. It's hot. Dude, Croxa, I was watching a friend play Jund on Discord this weekend, and Croxa is really good in the deck, dude. It makes the mana worse, but definitely the truth.
But look at this mana, this sideboard. Choke and Boil.
Yeah, see, I think he was playing this list. I was like, dear God, you're an absolute mad lad. I think he was playing 2 chokes in his version, though. It's like, God. He sent me a screenshot later. He was like boiling some poor player and they were scooping. Fucking A, dude. I mean, it makes sense. Like, everyone, you got these like fucking green heavy decks and then the blue heavy decks for Mystic Sanctuary. Mystic Sanctuary makes you real vulnerable to a boil.
Yeah. If you think about it, like, all these, there's kind of a lot of blue decks. There's a lot of these, like, Bant Snowblade decks, Urza decks, and then no one's really playing the Amulet decks anymore, but Boil's insane against the Dryad of the Elysian Grove.
Yeah. Holy crap.
Just one-sided instant speed Armageddon. Ugh.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, then 3
Choke
pillage.
also sweet because you can blood right into it.
Yeah. Yeah, 3 pillage, dude. Like, holy crap. It's like all the like blue decks are playing Field of Ruin. Junda's like, fuck that shit. Pillage. Can't play Fulminator anymore because of Veil of Summer.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, Pillage gets around Veil, which is like really obnoxious. It actually happened to me one week. I'm sitting with my Veil against Jund, and there's like, Pillage or land. Like, what? What?
Fuck. Yeah. M25. Adding that one. Actually, it was printed before that, actually, huh? Because it wouldn't be modern legal otherwise.
Yeah, it was a reprint.
That's an old card, though. It was definitely pre-modern. I wonder when they printed it into modern. I feel like it was like, it wasn't mirrored in block, was it? When was Pillage printed? Like on
it was Modern Horizons, right?
Little adventure here.
Yeah, it was Modern Horizons.
That was when they. Oh wow. So it wasn't actually modern legal. It was in Masters 25, but it was from like 7th and 6th edition alliances.
Yeah, wow. Modern Horizons made it legal.
Huh. Spicy. But yeah,
originally from alliances.
Mono Blue Tron at 7 and 2 as well, man. It's not like one of the two guys that always plays Mono Blue Tron. There's like
Shock
Troopa, and then Pyrocore. This is neither of them. Omen of the Sea. Yeah, that does seem good in Mono Blue Tron. Spellburst.
You just main deck your Sundering Titan, whatever.
Jesus Christ, this card. It's a counter spell with buyback. But it has to be counter with... You have to pay 1 more mana than they did. Plus 3 more if you want to buy back. Holy crap.
I mean, you're the Tron deck, so...
Yeah. That's an end game, alright.
Only 1 Chalice of the Void. 1 Omen of the Sea.
Yeah. It's a spicy one for sure. Yeah,
this is a deck.
Blue-red control. Yeah.
God, it's so annoying. You can, it's like $1 online. In paper, it's like 60.
Yeah,
65.
The price. It's like a promo card in the freebie packs.
Yeah. I opened one.
Yeah.
From the freebie pack.
You're like,
like, wait, that means it's firstless.
Yeah. Had the same thing. Then aside from the challenge, we had the Modern Premiere event, which is a little bit different, although there's still a decent amount of Bant Snowblade here. But Dredge 8-0. Very similar looking list to the other one. No failure to complies, but bunch of lightning axes and claims and thought seizes. 1 of each ley line, very confusing to me. One sanctity and 1 void.
You have it.
Guess so. Yeah. Freaking weird to me. E-Tron makes another appearance. It is a really boring version of the deck. Cool. Yep.
I mean, I guess it's playing Emrakul the Promised End.
Woo. We got John at 8-0 again. I think there's only 2 instead of 3 crooks in this one.
Only 1 boil.
4 pillage. 2 chokes in this one.
2 Huntmaster. Huntmaster's coming back, I guess.
Oh, baby. I love that card. I'm surprised they're not playing more Kalidas. I think Kalidas is just the nutter butters against a lot of these decks. It's like really good against the Coco decks. It's really good against Dredge. I don't know. This is good against a lot of stuff.
This is good against Eldrazi Tron.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, it's not good, but you eat one thing and your Kalidas is bigger than all their creatures. It's like, oh, I have a 5/6. They're like, huh. That is big. So. And below that, we've got Tron. Man, I'm just so tired of these Tron decks. They're so boring to me.
Playing a World Breaker.
Why can't more people play Bottle Gnomes in the sideboard? Oh, baby. That's hot. Okay, I'm okay with that. That's spicy. Reinforcements.
Yeah, so you hit Tron turn 3, you can Karn and wish for Bottle Gnomes. Bam.
Reinforcements or refreshments. Best flavor text. Yeah, I wish more people would play Goalless Tron. I think that version of the deck is like way more interesting, but maybe it's not as good. I don't know. Rosa making another appearance, this time with 3 Galvast and some sideboard red cards, so it's more of a Team Urza.
Team Urza. Team Urza.
Team Urza. Yep, I'm on Team Urza.
So without Mox Opal, Urza's still a good card.
Yep. I think it's good but not busted. I'm pretty happy with where Urza's ended up, honestly. We'll see if it ends up rearing its ugly head again, but I've been pretty happy with the power level, playing it and playing against it. It feels powerful but not like busted. So that's good.
I guess it feels like how when I it's very rare that I play against other Primeval Titan decks when I'm not playing Amulet. But when I do, it's like, wow, is this how it feels? It's just like impending sense of doom.
Yeah, basically. Just always on the cusp of disaster.
And they put a 6-drop on the stack and you're just like,
huh.
Yep.
That's a creature. I can't deal with creatures on the stack.
But I guess, you should be rewarded for resolving 6 mana spells in Modern, right?
Yeah, definitely. People over here talking about banning Primeval Titan. I'm like, what the fuck? You want to ban a 6 mana creature? Crazy. Like, what? It just fetches 2 lands. Like,
you want to ban Colossal Dreadmaw?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, not on board with that one. Not in the slightest. The deck I really want to talk about here is this black-red unearthed deck. It's 7 wins and 1 loss. Oh, baby. I'm excited about this one. This is spicy.
Yeah, man. Playing John's new favorite card. 4 copies of Ransack the Lab.
Yeah, I was all about this card for the this is Zubera's deck. I was like, this is it, man. This is what we gotta play. We gotta play Ransack the Lab. Get these fucking shitty ass Gather the Packs out of here. We're gonna go ransacking. They're playing 4, so that's kind of cool. 1 and a black sorcery. Look at top 3. Put 1 in hand. Rest in the yard. It's pretty good. It gets spells, which a lot of the other kind of like melee cards don't do. They usually only get lands or maybe lands and creatures. And Ransack gets anything. It only mills 3 deep, but I mean, looking at top 3, getting the best one, and then type of deck that plays Ransack usually makes use of the cards in the yard anyways. Imagine a scenario where you Ransack, you flip 3, you take an Unearth, and then you unearth one of the cards you flipped.
Yeah, you get I don't know, Skelemental land Unearth.
Yeah, pretty solid. So, this is a Croxa deck as well. Croxa is pretty impressive, I feel like. And I like that when the hand is empty, it shocks, or it bolts, I should say. Or even if they discard lands to it. So, if you're not stripping a good card out of their hand, it's dealing damage to them, which is pretty on a game plan.
Well, if you're playing as Amulet, sometimes it's both.
Yeah, against Amulet, it seems really good. Like, when aren't you discarding lands? Your non-land spells are in pretty high demand in that deck, so... Yeah, I like Unearth a lot, too. I think Unearth is a crazy good card. It hasn't seen a ton of play, but I really like Unearth decks. I like that Esper Mentor deck a lot that I've been playing with on and off, and this has a really similar kind of shape to it, where it's playing a bunch of discard, it's playing the pushes, it's got the cheap black spells, push, Inquisition, Thoughtseizes, and Unearth, and then you've got just really powerful 2 and 3 drop creatures. They're very, very similar in that aspect, actually. You got Dark Confidant instead of Jace VP, And you've got Kroxa instead of Snapcaster, and then instead of your 3-drops like Mentor, you're playing Pyromancer and Skelemental. So the way the games actually play out is very different, but like how you're like setting up your value engine, like you have the same disruption and you have the same unearth to like turn on your value engine. And instead of like playing like a go wide token strategy and like spell recursion angle, you're playing a creature recursion and discard angle with your creatures. And your creatures are a little bit more like you get a shot of value in the ETB instead of like the value from them attacking in the case of like Mentor. You get to play Liliana the Veil too, which is kind of cool because the card wasn't very good in the Esper Mentor deck, but it is really good here because it's like way more on game plan. And
having Skelemental like gives you another way to really close out games really quickly.
Yeah, it really does. And empties the hand in the process too, so it happens a lot when you play against these Skelemental decks is early on you're like setting up shop and they just like they pull a little sneaky on you, right? Like you just get Skelemental when you're not expecting to, and by that point in the game you shouldn't have a whole lot of cards. You're on like maybe 3 cards in hand. You're just like, fuck. You're like, I needed the land plus a spell, and you're like, I guess I'll keep the spell, or well, I guess I'll keep the land, and then like pray to RNGesus and hope that the top of the card of your deck is like not the one that you kept. So you're not doubled up. But yeah, I like this deck a lot. I really like that it's got space for a Castle Locked-Twain as well. I think that card is pretty powerful. It's like Underworld Connections, but it's on a land instead of having to pay 3 mana and stick it on a land. Just comes pre-attached.
Yeah. Also plays a Castle Ehrenbirth because you can.
Yeah, it's unusual. Ehrenbirth is good though in a deck like this, making Pyromancer tokens. Just have it around.
Seasoned Pyromancer tokens, it's not nothing.
Yeah. Sideboard's interesting. I like Chandra Torch of Defiance in the board. I like it when I see decks doing that. Card's pretty solid on the board sometimes. Just like it's one of those like mid-range game plans in a can, right? You put some Chandras in and it's like, oh, we're mid-range here now. Cool.
Yeah, I mean, it just does a lot of stuff.
Yeah, just relevant stuff.
It's card advantage.
It's clock.
Removal, an emblem that kills them.
Yeah, it does. God, that emblem is brutal. Two of its pluses are like useful too. The mana and the ping are both good on game plan.
I mean, who doesn't need mana, right?
Yeah, this deck's going in the old toolbox. Maybe we'll pull that one out at some point. Another flavor of Where's a deck below that, we've got a blue-white Where's a deck, which is kind of interesting. It's basically just in white for Teferi and sideboard cards, but it's got a glass casket, which I haven't seen this card white played. Yeah, 1 and a white artifact. When it ETBs, it exiles a creature that costs 3 or less until casket exits the battlefield. It's like a artifact Journey to Nowhere.
It's like an artifact Baffling End?
Yeah, basically. 6th round makes mana with Urza. Makes Emery cheaper. You can keep buying it back with Emery too. Kind of interesting. Crack the casket open. Slap it on something else. And you get stuff in the board like another glass casket, some core Firewalkers, a D-Sphere, and timely reinforcements. So that's kind of cool. And an interesting take. They went 7-1 with it, so it seems decent. Humans at 7-1, man. This is a deck you don't see much these days.
Yeah, Humans has really kind of almost disappeared, but it pokes up every now and again.
Charming Prince has been showing up in larger and larger numbers in this deck. Charming Prince is really good in Humans. The getting some selection with the Scry is quite nice, and then the Blink is really good with all your ETB effects.
Yeah, like a lot of times you just run out of steam with this deck, draw a couple lands in a row, but scrying that away probably really helps the velocity.
It's protection with a Vial too from removal, which is quite nice.
Yeah, it's like a Flicker Wisp that you get to play in your deck.
Exactly. Yeah, Human Flicker Wisp. And then
although you can't flicker their stuff, but you know.
Yeah. The card, or I should say the deck that I really wanted to talk about though, Chris, down here, 7-1 as well.
Oh boy.
Oh baby. Blue-red, so unassuming, just 2 letters, but it's Delver of Secrets! Burr, 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 burr.
And John's favorite salamander card.
Oh man, yeah, 4 Terramanders. Aw, yeah. Look at this, 12 creatures. That is the ideal number of creatures for a Magic deck to have. You don't need any more than that. 12, all you need. Ideally, as many 1-drops as possible, and they should be blue. Good luck filling that roster out. Phantasmal Bear, not a starter in this lineup. But
instead you have Fugitive Wizard.
Fugitive Wizard, yeah. Yeah, basically. Yeah, dude, I don't know. This deck's sweet. Look at all this 1-mana garbage going on. You've got Lightning Bolts, Ops, Serum Visions, Thought Scour, 12 freaking 1-drop cantrips, 4 Remand, because Remand is such a hot Magic card these days, some Archmage's Charms, 2 Force of Negations, 1 Magmatic Sinkhole, because it is the ideal number of Magmatic Sinkhole to play. I've seen this across formats in Legacy and Modern. Never do I ever see 2 Magmatic Sinkholes.
But wait, there's more. There's 1 more on the board.
Yeah. Sometimes you want a second, but main deck, I've never seen more than 1 sinkhole. It's
like, remember back in the day when people played Roast?
Yeah, get that shit out of here. Why pay 2 mana after that effect on only some colors?
And have you ever lost a game where you couldn't roast a flyer?
Yeah, fucking Restoration Angel.
Yeah, like can't hit a flyer. Like, why is that gonna matter? And then it is. And you're like, fuck, why am I playing this shitty card?
More times than I can count. Holy crap. Yeah.
Staring down like a Baneslayer Angel?
Yeah. Just sink it. Because that makes sense when it flies. What's the magma, right? The sinkhole part gets the ground creatures, and the magmatic part gets the flyer.
Yeah, it just like shoot some fire at him.
20 lands, which is a little high for my taste, but, 2 of them are Fiery Islets, which turn into non-land cards, hopefully, so making a hall pass on that one, but... 26 spells, man. Those Narsets. Maybe we can make those Narsets instants or sorceries, and I'll be a little happier.
How do you feel about Jace the Mind Sculptor in the sideboard?
With 20 lands, it's doable. It's okay. This card is functionally the same as that Chandra we were just talking about in the black-red deck. Same deal. You want
Would you rather this deck just play Chandra?
Maybe it's hard.
Maybe not, because there's more counter spells in this deck.
Yeah, the thing is, like, the Jace digs you into your creatures, which is how you're really like realistically winning, because you only have 12. So, like, in the black-red deck, you just, like, play this Chandra and, like, do creature things. Because, like, how many creatures was the black-red deck playing? Let's scroll up. It was playing 14. It's only 2 more, I guess. But you have, like, a nerf to bring them back. I don't know. It's fine. I'm not, like, super excited about it, but I think Jace is probably the right card if you wanted that kind of effect. It's an alternate win con. I mean, so is Chandra, but yeah, I don't know. Jace has got to be better in a deck with Force of Negations, though, right?
Sure. I guess, like, actually drawing cards is potentially better.
Oh. 2 Dragon's Claws for your burn matchup. This deck's pretty light on red cards. It's almost mono blue. You get the Sinkhole, you got 4 Bolts and 3 Pyromancers main deck, and then 1 Sinkhole board. It's not a lot of blue. Or not a lot of red, I mean. It's almost mono blue.
Which is why you play a bunch of Mystical Disputes.
Indeed.
And Flusterstorm, the card everyone thought would be insane in Modern, and then
has
been very underplayed.
Turns out the cards that are really good are creatures and planeswalkers. Yeah.
And I guess a lot of other decks that, like, want, to protect something or They just play Fatal Summer.
Mm-hmm.
Not that Flusterstorm is necessarily like the best defensive counter spell. I mean, like offensive counter spell. I mean,
yeah, it's definitely the best defensive counter spell. It's like impossible to get rid of. All the little copies it shits onto the stack. Anyways, so that was kind of a sweet little event. And then where's that at the bottom of Goblin Engineer? People haven't really seemed to decide on that one yet.
But I mean, for the most part, Titan decks are gone.
Yeah, they really dropped off. Except for Punt just crushing it.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to keep down the Lord.
Yeah, was he the only, out of these two events, he was the only one that placed with a Amulet deck?
He's the only one that plays with a Primeval Titan deck.
That's kind of crazy. They'll be back. I think people are just trying to figure out how to build it.
I mean, I'm currently sitting 3-0 in my league, so clearly...
Got him.
Clearly, deck is fine. Although I did win my last match by timing out my opponent.
I got to watch that. You deserved it 100%.
I mean, it's not my fault.
Opponent was slow AF.
I mean, they're over there trying to do cryptic mystical sanctuary loops, then it's not my fault you can't kill me in time.
They could have played faster.
I think they could have killed me, actually, if they just been offensive with the cryptics.
Yeah.
Just like tap my team, bounce the Mystic Sanctuary, attack me, put the Mystic Sanctuary into play, trigger, put the Cryptic on top, draw it off the arrow trigger.
Yeah.
I can't block, I take 6. Like, I don't know.
Seems good. Yeah.
Instead, I just chumped with a zombie like 6 consecutive turns.
Yeah. Yeah, Uro plus Cryptic and Sanctuary is pretty good.
Yeah, it's a combo.
Combo. All right, well, I think that kind of gets us close to wrapping up for this week. You know, there's not a lot of events really going on right now. Sorry we missed our video last week. Like I said earlier, I was sick, so I was unable to record any content for you, our delightful listeners, so I apologize. But since everyone is basically living from home from now until eternity, we should have no problems recording content for next week's video. Except for Chris.
You know, John, my workplace probably will never close down.
Yeah.
The only way my workplace will close down is if the government demands literally everyone to shut down, and if the government like pays the employees. If they tell the company you need to pay the employees, they'll say, "Fuck you, we're open." But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah. Anyway, so what are you super hyped about for our coronavirus fueled Moto binge that we're going to be imparting on in the next few weeks?
Well, since I don't own Karns anymore, not Karn the Great Creator.
Womp womp womp.
I'm gonna say Ancient Stirrings. Ancient Stirrings was cut altogether from the Amulet deck, and now once upon a time gone, it is time for everyone's favorite 1-mana green cantrip to make its way back in the list.
It's back. Like literally the art on the card, like climbing out of the fucking
clawing back. Yeah. Yeah. Gotta make sure I got my money's worth of those World Awake foils.
There you go. Big money.
God, they were so expensive. And then immediately afterwards got reprinted in like Masters 25 or whatever.
Womp, womp, womp.
But it's fine, because those ones suck.
What if the price was really cheap when once was legal?
I don't think it really moved much.
Everyone was like, that shit's getting banned.
Do a little research.
MTG
here.
stocks. Stonks.
Stonks. do. Yeah, it's been relatively stable. It hasn't really gone down. I mean, they're lower than they were, 6 months ago by like $4 or $5.
It's not nothing.
Yeah, but it wasn't like once came out and it just plummeted.
Obliterated the price or anything.
Yeah. It's slowly creeping down. It's like oil prices spiked right before Origins for some reason.
Interesting. Was a while ago.
Yeah, quite a long time ago.
Well, my thought of the week is, I was gonna say just any Magic, because I just want to be able to play Magic. Since I'm, they keep telling us FNM is gonna happen, but I'm not so sure. Kind of like squinty eyed, like really, really. You sure about that? We'll see. But if I do get to play Magic, I'm excited for Uro because that card is busted.
Strong.
It's very strong. Pretty good. Feels like the second coming of Oko in a lot of ways. Just slots in real neat into all the Oko decks.
How long has this game been out? 26 years, 25 years. And all these years, all the blue-green cards were so bad.
God, they were bad.
Until 2019.
Yeah.
And out came Oko. And everything changed.
The Fire Nation attack.
The Simic Nation.
Yeah.
Went from unplayable to top tier.
Because, like, until Oko, like, Mystic Snake was, like, on the top hitters list for Simic cards, wasn't it? And that card's from, like, Apocalypse, right?
Like, arguably Bring to Light.
Yeah.
Bring to Light Scapeshift was a deck.
It's not really a blue-green card, though.
I mean, it is according to Niv Mizzet.
Ha!
But yeah. Like, then what? There's like Mystic Snake, Simic Charm.
No, that card's not actually good.
Bounding Crisis.
And neither is that card.
Like when Tarmo Twin was a thing, people played like a couple copies of Bounding Crisis.
Wasn't good. I was there. I did that. I put it with Kiki more recently than that. Card is bad.
Back in the day, the mono green devotion bullshit decks were playing Wistful Selkie.
These cards are all terrible, Chris.
God, what else is
Yeah,
there?
just like it's a struggle.
I mean, Slippery Boggle is technically a blue-green card.
Slippery Boggle, we got there. Yeah,
I mean, it's not really a Simic card.
It's really a struggle to think of good Simic cards in like non-EDH settings.
It just didn't exist. And then out of nowhere, Ice Fang Kodal, Oko, Thief of Crowns, and now we have Uro.
It's hot. Yeah. I always wanted to play shitty rug decks, and here I am actually with good Simic cards to play. Because it was always like Gruul cards and Izzet cards, right? And it's like, Izzet card good for counter, Gruul card good for smash, Simic cards good for nothing.
Yeah, so like trying to play a rug deck was like, why?
Yeah. But why though?
And Sultai was a joke.
Yeah. Really was. All the draws to Sultai were like discard and counterspell type stuff, and it was like they kind of worked it.
Yeah, like I'm gonna play Liliana the Veil in my Remand deck. Like,
cool.
this doesn't really work.
And Blue Black's gotten some powerful cards lately too. Drown in the Lock, Ashiok. What else has it gotten? It's gotten some other good cards that I'm struggling to think of.
Thought Erasure. Wait, no, that's a Pioneer card.
Yeah. Unmoored Ego.
Oh yeah, that's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
I mean, Blue kind of got a quite a buff in the past year.
Yeah, it has. A lot of good cards. Blue and green in general just got a lot of really good cards.
White's kind of fallen behind.
What's new?
I guess, like, Teferi's not a white card.
Yeah. Giver of Runes. That's what we're talking about, the cards for Sam's deck, basically. I mean, it's not bad. But
Yeah, I mean, Ranger Captain was fine.
Yeah. Heliod.
But what? C's play in, like, no decks other than Sam's deck and, like,
yeah.
Esper Shadow, if that's a deck.
It sees more play in Mardu than Esper, yeah. It's arguably like why you want to be in Mardu over Black Red. Pretty big reason.
Yeah.
But anyways, I think that's where we can end for today. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully you have some other content to go consume now as you while away the time. Mark another tally on the wall as you sit in your house. Unless you're like Chris and have to go slave away. I'm actually going into work still too, but I'm doing work from home 3 days a week.
I mean, if you could work from home, or even better, if they tell you to stay home and pay you, then hey, man.
Yeah, that ain't happening for me, I'll tell you that. Yeah. Faculty not gonna teach themselves how to teach online, let me tell you. There is teaching that needs to occur before the teaching can occur. Pre-teaching. Gotta preach to them about our Lord and Savior Zoom.
An Asian company not so keen on paying you to not work.
Fancy that. Yeah. But anyways, thanks for joining us again. We should have a video for you guys next week, so stay tuned. Also, the week after that, we're gonna have a video, and you should look for it maybe a little earlier than normal. Let you guys figure out why that might be, but keep your eyes on the feed earlier in the week than Friday. You might be pleasantly surprised
or horribly disappointed. I don't know.
Probably the second one, really. If you wanted quality content, you'll be very disappointed. So, buckle in for that one.
But if you really wanted quality content, you wouldn't be listening to us, right? I mean, let's be honest.
We're not quality content. We're quality entertainment.
Ah.
Anyways, thanks.
Are you not entertained?
Are you not entertained? So, thanks for checking us out and sticking around till the very end. If you're wondering where you can find more of our content, you can head on over to mtgconflux.com. You can also find us on Facebook and Twitter under the same name. You can check out this very video as well as any others on our YouTube page. You can support us and join the MTG Conflux community at patreon.com/mtgconflux or by buying MTG Conflux shirts and swag on redbubble.com. You can check out the links on our Facebook and Twitter pages. If you have any suggestions or comments, please reach out to us. Email us, tweet at us, send us a message in a bottle. Chris can show us pictures of electrodominance and crashing footfalls for some reason.
Soon.
Look forward to that. Again, we really do appreciate you sticking around, and we hope you'll join us in the next one.